YouTube, this is Darkon633, back with another Star Wars review. Today we're going to take a look at the Amazon exclusive Star Wars 6-inch Black Series First Order Stormtrooper. Now what makes this Stormtrooper different than the rest is that Hasbro decided to release a special version of the Stormtrooper, which is about the same in terms of sculpting and design for the Stormtrooper alone, but it does include a huge variety of weapons, and I find it really nice to see this release happen at all. Hasbro doesn't really like to put that many accessories with their figures, especially in the 6-inch scale, but it's nice to see these kind of exclusives that have a whole bunch of variety of stuff that you can go ahead and display in the way that you want to. Anyways, before anything else, I'm going to show that it does include the brown mailer box, since it is a single release in a box for the exclusive. And inside it did include this really nice looking box with this slip cover, which hopefully the camera will focus. I don't know what's causing that issue. But anyways, here is a closer look of the actual slip itself. On the back, it pretty much just diagrams what is included in the set. And hopefully the camera will try and focus. I really don't know what's causing that. There we go, starting to focus now. And we're going to take a look at the contents inside. Inside we have a slip cover, as I mentioned, and I fortunately braced one off. And it does include this inner box, which actually looks really cool. So you can see there's a bunch of holes that are supposed to represent kind of like the grates of a Star Destroyer, or the Death Star, or whatever you want to call it. Maybe Starkiller Base here. And it does include these doors, which are attached by Velcro. Inside, we have this really nice opening package for the Stormtrooper. Anyways, we're going to take a look at the contents side and move on from there. And now that we got the figure and the contents out of the box, we're actually going to take a look at the back of the box, which I forgot to show earlier. It has a picture of the First Order Stormtrooper in the heavy assault trooper gear, so that's really cool that we have a picture of that. And now we're going to take a look at the accessories more closely. It does include the large blaster, which is used by the heavy gunner assault trooper, either in turret mode or held by hand. You do need to assemble a little bit by attaching the little base piece and this little stand piece, which does plug in the back here. So now you got a fully designed turret, if you wish to. Next, he does include the standard First Order Stormtrooper blaster, along with the smaller pistol. He includes this backpack piece, which is used with the vest of the heavy gunner assault trooper. The vest itself, along with a pouch. The shield, which is very similar to what was released with the Riot Trooper. The baton, which is similar to the one released with Finn, with the extended weapon pieces, rather than the one that was a solid piece with the original Riot Trooper. And he does include a pair of binoculars. So we're actually going to put the vest on and attach the accessories off screen, and take a look at the various things you could do with this trooper. To start off, we're going to look at the Heavy Gunner Assault Trooper, which is brand new for the 6-inch scale. This particular design of the Stormtrooper did actually get released a couple times in the 3 3/4 inch scale, but it's really nice to see this particular version of the trooper get released in the 6-inch scale. Because of that, it does have the ability to attach this vest along with this backpack and a little pouch that was included, as I mentioned earlier. And it does require a little bit of assembly, since you need to take several of the parts in order to form the full-out turret. So it's really cool that we actually have this in the 6-inch scale finally. Since I didn't mention it in the earlier part, articulation is pretty much the same for what we've seen with the standard Stormtroopers. The head is on a ball joint with no restrictions. Same swivels at the shoulders using ball joints. He does have a little bit of outward movement, but once again it does require you to kind of slide in the shoulder pauldron there. He does have ball hinges at the elbows, fully jointed wrists as normal. He does maintain the standard abdomen joint. Same ball joints at the hips, same swivels at the thighs, same double joints at the knees, and same joints at the ankles. As a comparison, here is the Heavy Gunner Trooper now, next to a standard First Order Stormtrooper. Pretty much get the idea with this. It really isn't a whole lot of variety outside the different armor bits. However, I have to admit, I think the paint scheme is a little bit better on this one, since this one was a little bit sloppy when I got mine. But I think Hasbro definitely upped their QC in terms of the paint quality here. Now, we're going to remove the vest and take a look at some of the other ways that you can display it. But before that, it does include these binoculars, which can be held by both hands via these handles. They're made of this softer plastic, so you don't really have to worry about them breaking unless it just wears and tears over time. But he does have the ability to attach it. It's a little bit tricky due to how gummy the actual handles are, but you pretty much get the idea what you can do once you slide them in. So we're actually going to slide in both sides so we can actually get it fully positioned. Try to get this in. Probably better off just sliding from the bottom to the top like this. It does break into two pieces, but be wary with that. And with that, you can allow the Stormtrooper to actually use the binoculars, which, in my opinion, I think works a little bit better over the one with Luke Skywalker, outside of the fact that it does pop off in a few places. Let's try to get the best effort to try to get this working. Due to the way that the joints on the elbows work, it's kind of hard to get this fully into position, but with that, I think this is how far I'm trying to get before it breaks off again. It's still nice that it is included, since it's another accessory that was not included previously with any of the previous other Trooper releases. So anyways, we're now going to take off this armor and take a look at some of the other features this figure has. And now I have attached the correct parts in order to make him look like the Riot Trooper. It's really nice that these particular accessories are included in the set, since it does help with the variety and the different ways that you can pose the figure, especially if you ended up getting standard First Order Stormtroopers on their own, so now you can actually display them with the multiple accessories on top of it. One thing to know, once again, the shield is quite a pain to actually attach on, since you do need to slide it over the arm, and there's no easy way to attach it because of that. It would have been a lot easier if the hand was able to be removed, but unfortunately that's not the case, so it just becomes a total pain to actually attach it. As you can see, it does include the standard baton that it can actually extend, so that's really nice that you can actually do that, since that was something that I was really disappointed about in the first Riot Trooper release. As a comparison, here is the new Riot Trooper compared to the older one, which does include the ever so disappointing single molded baton, so it's nice that we actually got included now with this new release. Anyways, we're going to take the shield off screen and see how it looks like with just the baton. Now, with the shield out, we'll finally be able to replicate the full traitor scene from Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Now, you don't actually need to get the First Order disguise fin in order to get a baton, since it's really nice that we actually got a baton release with this particular trooper. So, in conclusion, I think this is still a very nice set, and even though it's like $35 on Amazon with a little bit of sale going on right now from what I could tell, I think it's definitely worth the price that it's going for. You're actually getting a lot of accessories this time around, and even though you could just spring for a $20 trooper, this is definitely the better deal in the long run due to the fact it does have a lot of accessories. So, I definitely do recommend picking this up, and since it is an Amazon exclusive, that is currently the only place you'll be able to get it at full retail, or a little bit less. Anyways, please comment, rate, subscribe, and check out Hero Club and Hero Taku. Also check Return to Darkon633, and don't forget to check down the other channels down below. Please check me on Instagram at Darkon633 as well, and don't forget to check the little bell at the bottom of the screen in order to see my content go up as soon as possible. I'm back with more Star Wars reviews, but for now, I'll be seeing you later, YouTube. Bye.